Hey everybody, Surrounded Fire Monkey, aka Mitch Germain here, with my deck profile for, this is, one of the first decks I ever made, actually, that I kept around for quite a long time. It's, generally a fire/burn deck, so, yeah, let's get into it. First is, Lava Golem with 3,000 attack points. You tribute two of your opponent's monsters, just summon him onto a battlefield, and every one of those combo phases, he burns them for 700 life points. I don't know. It was kind of cool, I guess, when Merrick used him against Joey, but obviously I wanted Joey to win that duel, so he did, sadly, and yeah. But yeah, Lava Golem's a pretty cool card, I guess. Next we got Infernal Incinerator. He gains 200 attack points for each of your opponent's monsters, but loses 500 for each of your other monsters on the field, and he needs to be tributes by attributing a monster on your field with 2,000 or more attack points. But he starts at 2,800 points, so if you can work around his weaknesses, which is pretty easy to do, honestly, he can actually be like really powerful. I love when Chaz used him in his Chiffonian deck. Next is Invasion of Flames and Tenkabito Shien. They're level 4 monsters that both, in a sense, prevent trap cards. Neither is that strong. 1,300 attack, 1,500 attack. Next is one of my favorite fire monsters, Abaki. I like his 1,700 attack points. His effect, when he's destroyed, he inflicts 500 points of damage to your opponent. I just think he's kind of like, I don't know, kind of ugly, cute in a way. Next is 2 copies of Blazing Embachi. One of the beaters of this deck. I love this card. Solid 1,850 attack points. Next we got 1 Darkfire Soldier number 1 and 2 Darkfire Soldier number 2. The only real difference between their stats is Darkfire Soldier number 1 has 50 more defense points. Next is 2 Jigen Bakudan. A very powerful card if you can actually keep it alive long enough to blow up the field. When he's destroyed, every monster, I believe, he destroys all monsters on your field, and then it inflicts half that as damage to your opponent. So if you can keep him alive for long enough to use his ability, that's great. Flame Dancer, he's just a little weak guy. I like his design though, it's kind of fun. The Stalos, the Firestorm Monarch. I love this card. When he's summoned, you can make your opponent discard a card, and if it's a monster, they lose life points equal to that monster's level times 100. And yeah, 1,800 defense, 2,400 attack isn't bad. To Robotic Knight, another beater, pretty much. After Genocide, this card can only be activated during the main phase 1 And at the end of the turn, it destroys all monsters that have been involved in the damage calculation. Side note, it's very confusing to me that Konami would have a card that depicts genocide in this card, and have another similar card in Last Day of Witches Japanese artwork. But they changed it, and they didn't with After Genocide. Okay, next is Feather of the Phoenix. Discard one card, return one card in your graveyard to the top of your deck. It's very useful. And I picked it because it's, Phoenix, Fire, Blast with Chain. It's an equip card, 500 extra attack points. And when it's destroyed by the effect of another card, you can select one card on the field and destroy it. Next is my girl, Familiar Possessed Hita. I actually really like her new artwork a bit better. I like her more just go-getter, like happy expression in that artwork, but I really like Hita, and I'm actually gonna build a deck around her one day, I think. She can inflict piercing if she's summoned by sacrificing another fire monster, and Hita the Fire Charmer. And 1850 attack is pretty good. And that with piercing is just amazing. Tremendous Fire now. Basically, you take 500 damage, your opponent takes 1,000 damage. Nice little burn card. Another card I really like is good. 2 copies of Flame Champion, 1900 attack points, 1300 defense points. He's pretty weak in the defense, but next we got another 6-star monster, Twin-Headed Fire Dragon, 2200 attack points. Griffin's Feather Duster, destroy all spell trap cards on the field, gain 500 points for each. It's very useful in combination with another card. Another 5-star monster, Mr. Volcano. In a way, he kind of looks like a little bit like Mr. Match from Mega Man Ninja Warrior. I wonder if he has a Scottish accent. Next is Raging Flame Spray. She can attack directly, and every time she makes a successful attack, successful direct attack, she gains 1,000 extra attack points. So if you can somehow keep her alive, she can get very, very powerful. Molten Zombie, 1,600 attack points. When he's summoned from the graveyard, you can draw one card. Next is Element Valkyrie. When a fire monster is on the field, she gains an extra 500 points, putting her at 2,000. Next is Charcompachi, 2,100 defense points. Next are 2 cards used by Dark Joey in the anime and manga. Hinotama and Meteor of Destruction. Meteor of Destruction inflicts 1,000 damage, Hinotama inflicts 500. Next is Fire Darts. Toss a coin, roll a dice 3 times, and the opponent takes burn damage equal to the result. It's the combined result of the 3 die rolls times 100 points. So you're looking at anywhere from 300 damage to 1,800 there. Fire Sorcerer, randomly banish 2 cards in your from your hand to inflict 800 points of direct damage to your opponent. I really liked what Taya used this card against Crump. I kind of wish it would have gotten a bit more use than just like one direct attack and then its effect going off, but Smashing Ground. Barrier Statue of the Inferno. It prevents tribute summons except the tribute summons of fire monsters. We got Nubian Guard. When this card inflicts bow damage to opponent's life points, you can return one continuous spell card from the graveyard to the top of your deck. And that continuous spell card is Burning Land. Each player on the respective standby phase takes 500 points of damage, so combined with Lava Golem, that's a total of 1200 points of damage every standby phase for your opponent. Next we got Fire Princess. Every time you gain life points, she inflicts 500 damage to your opponent. Serenity has this card in Nightmare Troubadour, and she had in her deck in the anime, so. But Rebecca and Lecter also used it, so. I'm not a super fan of Fire Princess, I guess, because I hate Rebecca and Lecter. Then we got Fushinotori. He's a spirit monster, so he returns to your hand if he's face up during the end phase of the turn. And his unique effect, though, is when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, you gain an amount equal to that battle damage. So, which will usually just be 1200. Or if he can attack something like, weaker than him. But yeah, that'll trigger Fire Princess's effect too, so a nice little chain there. And yeah, that's my fire deck. I plan to make a better one someday, hopefully focusing on Hita, the Fire Charmer, and Familiar Possessed Hita, and that Fox monster that's on her card. So, yeah. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll be back later for another deck profile. See ya.